It's time for the SVU After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. We are talking Season 20, Episode 5, Accredo. We have a lot to talk about. There's some not fit bits, fit trackers, in fact. Benson's working out. And, of course, there's Klaudia. Stick around!
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to the SVU After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. I'm Claudia. That's right. I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm joined by my panel. Welcome, Claudia.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
This is Taylor Gaines.
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
And Felicia's here.
Hello, Claudia. It's Felicia Michelle. Nice to meet you.
Claudia.
It's just spelled like Claudia.
Yeah.
But it's pronounced Klaudia.
Claudia. Girl, your name's Claudia. It's great.
Hello, who lied to you?
Oh, okay. Before we jump into Accredo Season 20, Episode 5, I would like to remind everyone of the RAIN hotline, the National Sexual Assault Hotline, 1-800-656-4673, 1-800-656-4673. If you or someone you know is in trouble, has been assaulted, needs someone to talk to, please, please, please give them a call. Also, welcome to the SVU After Show. I'm going to say some stuff about this. Sometimes the show will talk about dark topics, and when things go dark, we go light. So this has been your content warning. This may not be the show for you if you may have escaped from a cult like this. Sorry. I tried. I warned them.
You did.
Great. Okay. Whew. This one. What'd you guys think?
I loved it.
Yeah?
This is by far my favorite of Season 20. And there's only been 5 episodes, but I
liked last week.
I liked last week too, but this one just... I'm like biased because I find cults like fascinating.
Well,
like anything
yeah.
cults, I'm like, yes, we'll watch it, we'll listen to it. But I thought this was a great episode.
Klaudia?
It's classic Law & Order SVU.
Yes.
As soon as we got it just went too fast with Brad. It was like, haha, we have layers to this story. And I do enjoy cults and prison-y things, so I'm on your team.
That's true. You do love the prison.
I have all
things.
the prison facts for you guys.
So great. I really liked it. I liked that I was right about multiple things. I called it as it happened. I called that first the body wasn't the daughter of those people.
Oh, you did call that.
I called that so good.
I was like, I wouldn't be so sure. And then she was right.
And then I called it that the lawyer, Klaudia, in the end turned.
Yeah, you did.
I called both of those.
Those are good calls.
This is a big deal, guys. I'm never right on things. I'm like never right.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Let's jump into this real quick because the beginning part was less interesting. We met Klaudia at the Women Empowerment Workshop. So everyone knows the Accredo is a safe space where goddesses can open up and speak their truth.
Listen, you laugh, but like I feel like if there would be any cult that I would like be drawn into, it would be this one.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, yeah, I'm all about this, like female empowerment, sister. It's like sort of like a sorority, but like bad,
Yes.
not good.
I feel like the cult I would be in just would eat a lot. Like we'd be like a cult of people who follow our taste buds all over,
like
and all we
it.
do is care about food.
I think you don't understand how cults work. I agree, though, that I definitely think a women empowerment group, absolutely. I think as the moment I realize that a man is leading a women empowerment group, I'm out. I am out then and there.
Something seems inherently wrong about it. It's like seeing like a dog ride a horse or something. You're just like, okay, this is possible, but it's not right.
Like,
I love that comparison.
I like the idea. I could be okay with a man owning the company or being the one in the background, the business mind of it, but the man telling women, I know what's best for women. I'm here to help the women. You're trying to empower us. You know what would be empowering? Is if a woman was leading this.
Exactly. That's what Lila was for.
That's true. And Klaudia. All right. So our victim is murdered. She has something. When they said her rib was cut out, I thought literally like
your
the bone.
rib. Yes.
They were like, her rib's been cut out. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's interesting. And then they were like, no, they cut out a chunk of flesh.
Like, that's not a rib. That's
not the same
skin
thing.
near the rib.
Right, like
That's like your armpit. It was really your underarm.
Yeah.
and it reminds me of the previous perps who, when they bite, they learn to cut out the bite marks.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
That has been an episode.
I didn't even think about that.
So, like, the fact that our detectives weren't like, oh, maybe it's a biter. You know what I mean?
I was
Yeah.
hoping it was someone who liked to eat like flesh or something, like someone real crazy.
You are hungry.
I am.
So good. So we find out that there's in this, that I put a note about how, like, she was found in a place where there's no pictures, no cameras, no nothing. And I that's kind of not relevant. They like
Yeah.
made a big old deal about it, but it's not relevant.
It didn't end up being relevant.
All right, so we find out that it's Vicki who took the workshops and the classes and lived in the houses. Felt very familiar to me. And then
Wait, back up. Because we have to talk about the fact that
Yes.
Abby is literally shooting The Handmaid's Tale.
it was called Scarlet.
Yes.
Okay.
And they shot in Pennsylvania. The Handmaid's Tale shoots in Toronto.
But it was clearly
Like the hat,
Handmaid's Tale.
the
I really
throw.
wonder if the Handmaid's Tale can sue.
It was quite close. I don't know.
Law and Order
Because
is
they
good
didn't
at
use
that,
the
though.
name.
Well, if Face Union can't sue, then I guess
It's true.
neither can Scarlet.
Well, I mean, listen, Law and Order is good at toting the line between like that
Yeah.
bringing reality into it and like what's actually going on in our world. So I think they were like, okay, this is as much legally as we can do.
Right.
But we knew it was as soon as they said dystopia about when we were all a Handmaid's Tale, like we already
And then
know.
they cut to it, and
were
they're
like-
wearing the bonnet.
I was like, LOL, it's Handmaid's Tale. And I was like, oh, it's Handmaid's
it's
Tale.
legit.
yeah.
Handmaid's Tale.
So we find that her ex-boyfriend Brad hacked her Facebook. That's why she got rid of it. That makes sense because he posted intimate photos and slut-shamed her. And then we find that Brad has her DNA on his shoes and jeans.
Yike.
Who pointed out that that never happens? Was it you?
Oh no! That we never get the killer immediately. Yeah, because like you never know. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, everybody's like, oh yeah, definitely Brad. Like that was. I was like, damn, that was too easy.
I was like,
kind
it's
of.
gonna be animal blood again. He works in the kitchen.
I swore it was gonna be like pig's blood or something
Right.
like that. I was surprised they said it
Oh,
was her
that's right,
blood.
yeah.
Same.
His department was disgusting too, by the way. Like,
Why didn't they turn on the lights? They're walking around in flashlights looking for stuff. Turn on the lights,
Did
guys.
he even like pay his light bill? Or
They could have
something?
tried. They didn't even try. They walked in with their flashlights. Turn on the gosh darn lights.
and it was still light outside too. It's like, okay, come on.
Open a window. Really, really pissed me off. All
It's
right.
like Riverdale with the lighting.
Yeah.
It's too
So, all right. So Brad, we see left a bar with Gina from
Yeah.
Accredo. What? And then we find out about the branding,
This is based on the real life NXIVM.
and we will tell you
case.
all about that.
I will tell you all about
So
that.
excited. All right. So. I'm my notes are all scattered here because then we got to like the interesting part with the cult and Arlo and what he doesn't tell us to do anything, and we meet his ex-wife Marina, and I was like so into this part because this is what was interesting. The whole Brad stuff was who cares,
Yeah, I was like, fast forward. Let's go.
and I really thought that the rape with the table leg
leg.
would have been more relevant.
It was just random. I guess that was the relevance of it, was to make it an SVU case with the table leg. But then I was like, you're a woman, and then I guess they were like, oh, we think the perp is impotent.
Right.
But it's really strange, even in reality, that a woman would sexually assault another woman like that.
Right, there has to be
The
a
rage
reason.
makes sense, like the stabbing, the
stabbing.
rage. But like usually women, when they kill other women, don't.
But if they do, there's a reason. It's
Probably to think it was Brad.
Oh, that's a good point.
maybe.
Maybe
I
to
just
think it's a man. Throw
I
out the
would
trail.
have. Yeah, but it definitely didn't because if it was a man, he'd.
Unless he was impotent.
All right. So my thought was we were going to get to something like because she was sleeping with Arlo, and so
Like a sister's wife
yeah,
killed you type of thing.
like because that even if it was just like Arlo's mine, I don't want to share, kind of thing. Like yes, he told me to stab her, but I also wanted to give it to her. Like that would have made more sense to me.
Right.
I think that one thing was missing.
Gross.
All right, so we meet Marina. They were married for 2 years. They started Accredo together. I wanted more about that.
Same.
Where this woman decided, I'm going to start a women empowerment group with my husband, and then I'm going to leave and let a man take over.
Come on, Marina.
Marina. Kick him out.
Come on, Marina.
Well, the thing was, like, he was married to Marina, and he couldn't, like, she could see through him. Like, she was like, okay, well, you cheated on me to tell me, to give her my jealousy issues. I really, really do wish that a man that I'm with ever tells me to help you get over your jealousy issues, I'm going to put my penis in someone else. I'm like, oh, you know, it's crazy. I have this fear of prison, too, so I feel you. I can just go there and get over that fear.
I love it. He was sleeping with Lila. It's to help you get over your jealousy. But that's the thing is, if she's started this empowerment movement, at this point, she should be so empowered. She could be like, go screw yourself. Get out of my movement. But instead, she's like, I'm done. I'm out. You left him with all these women. I'm not saying that she's to blame, but she's kind of an accomplice.
Yeah, Marina, you should have been better.
Do you guys wonder? And there's a particular scene. We'll get into it with probably with Rollins and Arlo. But when they walked into that room and he had all those mattresses on the ground, I was like, "Can you just flip the switch and throw on a black light? Because I just know it's going to be on the wall or the mat." And then they don't even have fitted sheets on these mattresses. They're just random mattresses.
Bare mattresses.
Bare mattresses. Let's discuss
like
that.
Spring mattresses, not even memory foam.
It felt like when we walk into women who've been trafficked and they're living in a house. That's what it looks like. Not like that summer camp bunk bed.
Yes, it was not. Oh, it was so gross, so creepy.
This is what it looks like when women are being trafficked.
Yes.
But I like that it was locked, and Rollins asked, "Why is it locked?" And he said, "There's a time for everything."
Disgusting.
There's also a swimming pool right next to it, which I thought was like pretty funny. You have this like nice swimming pool, and then you have these nasty mattresses.
I also wonder, was that supposed to be like the pool house that you turned into Nasty Mattress House?
It's very possible.
Well, I know the Playboy Mansion has a room that's it's not similar, but it's a similar concept. But the entire floor where you enter in it is actually a mattress. So it's one giant mattress, not a bunch of crappy ones. And I'm sure that they have memory foam. So I was like, is he trying to be like Hugh Hefner? R.I.P. Hugh Hefner. If he's trying to be like Hugh Hefner and have like a Playboy type of vibe where here's the pool and then here's where we shag. Like,
maybe.
Shag means do it if you don't know.
Thank you. Yes, the SVU audience does not know. That's interesting. That's an interesting thought.
It is.
I like where your head's at.
Like the Playboy lifestyle is what he loves.
Because also Hefner thought he was empowering women.
Yes, and oh my God. Oh, yeah. Because he would always say, like, my girls can do whatever they want to do, and they're their own person.
Yeah.
That show was on, not to sidetrack, but damn, oh my gosh, maybe not.
I like these
Was
connections.
this an inspiration? Please tell us if you wrote this episode.
All right, so we go to meet the women at yoga. We were all very disappointed.
No one went undercover.
If anyone should, it should be Benson, who's all Fitspo right now.
Exactly. I was like, this is a perfect opportunity. I wanted some undercover action so badly.
Yeah, but instead, Phil and Carisi go. We see
Phil?
what did I say? Finn and Carisi? I'm tired. They go. They see them dude taking pictures. He talks about Gina. This is Gina's husband. Girl.
I loved that twist.
I'm so sorry. But Gina could do so much better.
Yeah, but what a twist that was.
Yeah, that was great. I'm just saying.
There's some discrepancies in that, though, because he was like, they were married, and then a part of her storyline was her saying how she had bad choices in men. She would go to the bar and like kind of let men do whatever they want to do. And I was like, well, you were married, so what were you? I'm confused. And it was funny because bro was like, I just want my money back. Like, I don't even want Gina.
Oh, yeah, no, he's like, I'm done.
You can keep Gina's Gina. I just want my money. Like, I don't need anything else.
So Gina's foot is on Vicki's head. It's called starting over.
That was, wow.
That's your first step.
Yup.
Did you get it? It was a foot.
Yeah. I liked it.
Dun dun. There's the sound effect.
Somebody's asleep out there. Thank you.
But it mimicked, it mimicked like that cult mentality, like gangs, and I mean, I don't want to say gangs, gangs or like like some hazing from like sororities and fraternities do that.
Absolutely.
Sometimes physical things to break you down and create like a closer bond psychologically with somebody. So it made sense.
A whole episode about that called Brotherhood.
Yes, and I just want to say, one of my friends actually like almost got lured into a cult one time because her friend was in a cult, and one of the things they made them do was to go to a hotel ballroom, go to the bathroom, and scream I'm not worthless into a toilet. That's a real thing. Don't join an organization like that.
Pass. I'm gonna pass on that
But
one.
it's
You
a
had
thing.
me. Why would someone in their right mind
It's
like
a
I'm gonna
thing.
have this? I'm gonna have an empowering conversation and speak my affirmations into a bowl where people poop.
Just saying. That's
Public
a real
bathrooms
thing.
are the most disrespected bathrooms. I wouldn't even
I
think.
know.
Yeah, seriously.
At a hotel.
All right. So Vicki turns out was Gina's serf, and Gina was her lord. What is this?
Why are we using these
caste
words?
These are the
system.
terms? These are the terms you choose? Like, I'm sorry. I thought this was supposed to be empowering. Let's use other things like mentor or intern.
Let's
You know what I
use
mean?
Medieval English language.
Even subordinate or something like
Surf.
Something empowering. Like a
Mentee.
goddess versus
a goddess in training.
like empress, and you know what I mean? Like, give me something. Serf and lord. She had to do what I wanted, and she wouldn't go to the next level of self-realization. What?
All right.
What?
That's like
not thinking for
psychology.
yourself will make you
Thank
be able
you.
to realize
Yeah.
yourself.
That's
Oh, okay. So I have that extra brain power to find who I am. That's not how it works. Oh.
Wait, what?
all right. So then Rollins goes nuts and is like, "Get down! I'm gonna put my foot on you. Do you feel empowered
I
yet?"
loved Feisty Rollins in this episode, to be honest with you.
Great.
All right.
You were here for it?
Yeah.
I
was.
I'm not a fan of. I'm pregnant, therefore I do stupid things.
That's fair. It was a dumb like reasoning behind it. We got a little bit more of it.
We'll get to that.
later.
Okay. So then Gina admits that she put the blood on Brad, and that Lila is her lord. It's like bigs and littles.
Sorority,
Stop,
yes.
don't drag the sorority.
I'm so sorry. I was in a sorority.
So was I.
I have a big and a little,
good.
so it's a. I see it. I see.
I mean, it is though because, and I think that's sort of was the point though because it's like
Yeah, but those would have been better words.
the sororities would have been so sad.
All right. So apparently Vicki was going to leave and betray Arlo. I wanted more of that. I feel like we didn't get the reasoning. We
Yeah,
didn't
not
get.
upfront.
It explained her behavior in the beginning, not wanting to do anything with
Right,
them.
that
Or I
she
don't
was
want to be
done.
bothered. Yeah.
Why'd she go then? You know?
Maybe not to rock the boat.
I don't know. But it like very. It was very odd that we didn't get the real like. Vicki was done. She's pulling out. She betrayed Arlo by telling someone, or she betrayed him by standing up to him, or whatever. But all we got is she was gonna leave and betray Arlo.
Yeah.
That was it. So we also find out that to get into the inner sanctum, you have to give up collateral. That's where the money came into it.
photos.
The photos.
Which is a real thing.
And that
NXIVM.
once you're in the inner sanctum, you get branded with "at his mercy."
I'm gonna tell you something about brands.
Yes,
It doesn't.
please.
They don't work like that. That one is like too perfect, and brands heal differently on all people. So people will probably never put it here because it can boil up. Like your armpit is not like an area you to like put a brand. So I was like, okay, while I see it's like cute and like very feminine,
Yeah.
but it's not really how actual like they boil over.
Well,
Like
so Gina's was cute and gentle, but Lila's was more poorly done.
maybe
takes
because
a
it was the
high-
first one. Steady
Maybe.
hand.
Yeah. It takes like a half an hour to 45 minutes. To
I
brand
also
someone.
don't understand why they were like, yeah, brands, not tattoos.
'Cause it's NXIVM.
Yeah, but still, either way is permanent and it's
Yeah.
into your skin. And like a tattoo artist is a professional who does this.
Yeah.
Like a medical, like that has like some like knowledge
Training.
about your blood, the skin,
Right.
keeping it clean. And,
Where to do it, where not to do it.
and how did you get something in the shape of that at his mercy? Like that's very.
Anyway. All right, so via Lila's fit tracker, we find out her GPS and we see the entire heart rate of the murder.
I thought that was so cool.
That was very cool.
That was
liked
super
that a
cool.
lot.
It was just such a nerd moment in the middle. So Lila's arrested, and when she's taken in, they're all hugging and feeling their heartbeats. And
Yeah.
then Finn, as they leave, as you were.
As you were.
So good. So that was such a great Finn moment.
It was.
I want to believe that it was improvised.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Probably not.
But in our soul, we're
But in
going
our
to
soul,
pretend.
yeah. So Benson has this conversation with Lila about being in prison and what she should do and how she should make a smart decision and make a deal. And she says a lot of women are in here because of men's lies, which I questioned, but we've got some knowledge.
So I watch a lot of, I love Locked Up. I love stuff about prison, and specifically women in prison, because I feel like women are just totally different than men. So when like women commit crimes, there's usually like passion involved in it. And so there's a large number of women who actually are in correctional facilities because they were accomplices to their crimes of their partner, or they perjured themselves, or like in some type of relation to someone else's crime. That's why a lot of women are in prison for that. So it made sense. It was like a man's lie. It put you here, like, and now you're in here. There's most of women who will tell you the same thing about it. If you watch this really good comedy special, it's by Monique. It's really random. It's on Netflix, but it's funny. But she visits women in prison, and like 10 out of the 13 stories are I was with a man and fill in the blank. I was like, damn, this really happens to women.
It's crazy. Thank you for the knowledge.
You're welcome.
Love it.
Stop messing with dudes or you'll get locked up.
Yeah! Turning everybody gay. So anyway, Benson has this really beautiful worst kind of predator speech to Arlo. Her speech was so good. It was so Benson.
Yeah.
Like classic, iconic, as some would say.
Iconic.
It had me shook, as some would say.
Thank you so much for using this language.
This is your language, is it not?
This is Stan Twitter, yes.
I am trying to be hip and young.
You are so hip.
Thank you. But then he applauds. I really wanted to punch him in the face.
Yep.
It's like, you do not disrespect Benson. She should lead a women's empowerment cult.
Oh my God, would join.
Absolutely.
Would join.
Done. So Claudia is his lawyer. And of course, when Rollins gives her speech and whatnot, Claudia is starting to question everything. And so Arlo makes bail and tries to get away with his ex-wife.
Yeah, what?
That was kind of weird. I was surprised. After she said she was done with him, she was living on her own. But then I thought about it some more. First off, she gives me Melania Trump vibes, so I really wasn't feeling her because of that. And her name started with an M too. But also, why it was like her lifestyle was very lavish still, and the cult brings in a lot of money, and there still could be ties there between them, and she started this with him, so you don't know if he's financing her life or what the backstory is of that. I can't imagine that she gets nothing. She's his ex-wife legally, so my future and success and livelihood are directly tied into yours, so she's just as invested even though they're not together. I was like, why would she do that? And I'm like, it's probably money, because if it's not love, it's money.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You're so smart.
Thanks. Going to
So
school
glad you're
a lot of
here.
years.
God, she joined this
I
panel.
know. Otherwise, like, I wonder why that happened.
I don't get it.
Okay, before we jump into more of this episode, we want to take a moment to thank the fans. Thank you all so much for being here. We have people in the live chat. Thank you for chatting with us. We love when you're here live. We will be here every week at 8 p.m.-ish on Thursdays. Ish.
At 8 p.m. on Thursdays.
Ish. So thank you for joining us. And Taylor...
Yeah, so in addition to SVU, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We are asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that is tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they are completely optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. But for now, thank you guys for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you all again. Also, we're on iTunes and SoundCloud and now Spotify.
Yes, we are.
Hell yeah. So you can listen to this annoying voice all the time.
All day long.
You have a great voice.
Thank
Don't
you.
say that.
You can listen to me talk about Benson all the time.
Who wouldn't want that?
20 seasons. Oh, it's such a good show. All right.
But speaking of Benson, they're in the live chat, and the chat is like actually all about little Noah
Okay.
and his behavioral issues.
We'll get to that in a second. I want to start with this Fitspo crap. So we start the episode with her working out. we've remembered that she's sad that she got winded that one
And
time.
hit the guy on the bike or made someone else hit a guy on a bike.
Or like broke a leg of someone
Such a
on a bike,
funny
whatever.
weird.
So it seems that she's really concerned now that she's not in the same shape that she was 20 years ago.
I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, it's been 20 years.
You still look great.
Amazing. So
Never change.
this whole, and then I appreciate that the fit tracker tied into the
Yes.
episode. I like that. I wonder how much that will continue. Also, the fact that her trainer called in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah. Who is this guy? Is this a potential love interest?
That's what I
yeah.
thought.
I mean,
he
he's
He's
a,
fine. He looks good.
Yes.
Yes.
Character's personal trainers with his bodies together. But I was like, is this to tie? I wonder, it's like, is this to tie into the episode or is this like a potential for something? Because he seems very adamant about her. And I mean, I've had a trainer before and then like they just like, oh, prepay. And then if you come and you cancel,
Right.
like you don't get your money back.
I assume that part of it is that he's like, she's paid for the session and she's like, well, if I'm not going to make it, just call and remind me to run or something.
That would be so interesting to have someone that she doesn't work with to be a love interest. Every single person we've got for her has either been like in the squad room or like in IAB or like David Hayden was a lawyer, defense attorney.
He was a DA, and then we also had the Bill Pullman for that one episode, who was a journalist.
Yeah.
I'd love it if she's dating someone not white for once.
I didn't want me to say that because I was like, I'm a black person. But I was like, it'd be nice to see an interracial relationship with a beloved TV character
Yes. It would
on
also,
a primetime show.
like, for her to branch out, like, not in the department,
Yes.
does not work in her industry, is not a white man.
Just totally different than her.
Yes.
Totally different job, totally different vibe. His energy is kind of different.
For it.
I'm here for it too.
I like that we're shipping this character that I'm pretty sure we'll never see again, but I'm in.
I'm here for
You
it.
guys know me. I like to ship things that don't make sense. Thank you. Okay, so Rollins and her prego situation.
That belly was popped out so much this episode.
Yeah, it's been there the whole time,
But
guys.
it's just really pronounced.
It was that one outfit. She wore a tight shirt finally. She gave up on trying to hide it.
Oh yeah, now she's not trying to fight. And when she had the coat on too, and he was like, he's like, you're so beautiful, and you're glow. Like I was just like, bleh.
I'm gonna say something controversial, as I do. It's not appropriate to talk to a woman about what's going on in her womb.
Oh, that's not controversial. That's fact.
No, like this whole thing where people want to talk to you about your pregnancy and whatnot. I don't talk to you about what's going on in your testicles. Why should you be asking me about my womb?
No, don't do that. Don't
Or
ask
touch.
when you're having kids. Don't ask if you're pregnant. Just don't talk about it.
It just
That's information that you offer someone.
Yeah.
And also another thing too, people touch pregnant women.
yeah.
I always think like just because it's sticking out of my body, like don't touch it.
you don't ever touch someone without their permission.
Amen.
Thank you. It's SVU. It's
Consent.
season 1.
This is the basics, guys.
Seriously. Anyway, so we hear this really sad story from Rollins about when she was little and the abuse going on in her house. We've always known that there's been issues in her house and with her family.
Her sister's a train wreck. Sheesh.
I love her sister.
Crystal Kim.
Kim's
Sorry,
Kim's
Crystal is
coming
the
to town.
character she played on True Blood.
Yeah.
Wait, she's coming again?
No, I said Kim comes to town and she messes things up, and she was
I
Crystal
thought
on True
you
Blood.
had
was Crystal on True
inside
Blood.
information.
No,
She was
no.
coming back, and I was so hype.
I feel like she will.
Probably when there's another baby. The thing about Kim is, now that she's on her medication, she's supposed to be better. And this whole story was interesting, but I don't know that it was necessary because I feel, this is going to sound weird, but I feel like we could assume that there was abuse in her house.
Yeah.
I think it explains her rage though when she goes on to talk about her dad throwing one of her mother's prized items at her and then proceeding to beat her, and her not actually being mad at her father but being mad at her mother for taking that. So a lot of people who are in situations where they've witnessed abuse or maybe they've been abused themselves, if they've been abused themselves, oftentimes blame themselves. And a lot of times people blame the victim because why would you stay around for that?
Right.
Why would you tolerate that? And so in her mind it makes her pissed off because I don't understand why these women are going for this bullish. Even though I'm pregnant and my situation's bad and they keep pointing out to me, I still have a mind of my own. And that's something that is just like kind of like the common thread in her life. And you realize like, okay, well, maybe her relationships don't work out because she saw a lot of dysfunction, but at least she knows when to leave and walk away. She's not crying over creepy doctor.
Right.
Like she's kind of just doing what she has to do. And she doesn't understand women who don't do that. And I mean, I can't lie and say I don't get her point.
I just wish this scene and conversation would have happened in an episode specifically about domestic violence.
It felt, yes. The thing is, I think that, like, I sort of like the stories that we get, you know, of these characters, the background, you know, of their lives, but it felt sort of like, oh, this is like a convenient story we can like stick here
to explain her freak out.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I feel like we would have heard that back in season 14 or something.
Or even like when we got stories about how like she was raped, or the story, you know, when somebody pointed out to her that she always goes after like authority figures with Declan and whatever. So I think that would have been a better place. It just felt out of place here. But I do get the correlation between, you know, women who go back to DV situations, but also women who stay in a cult, a literal cult. All right, so then we have this Noah stuff that everyone's excited about. He doesn't want to do his homework, and then he hangs up on Liv. Last time we saw him, he pushed her.
I love rebellious Noah. It's so interesting. It's so much more interesting than the sweet
I just wonder where it's going. Where is it going?
But I'm kind of here for it.
It has to be going somewhere because it wouldn't be mentioned again. But it's also like, okay, I'm just being very transparent here. One storyline that I'm very tired of is the balance between work and being a mom. And I feel like we're going to get more of that, like, oh, balance of work and being a mom. It's so hard because my 6-year-old son hung up on me on FaceTime. I would just be like, let me call you back, son. Hey, really fast, before you hang up again, when you get home, I'm going to beat that butt. Okay, mommy, I'll see you later. Love you. You can hang up now. Like, it's not hard to be, not that it's not hard, it is difficult, but it's not impossible. And it's not an everyday struggle to be a woman who has a job and a child or children. Like, stop making it seem like, oh, wow, this is so great, because women can't handle multiple things at one time, and she's handling being a sergeant and she's a mother. Like, we don't care anymore. Like, we get it. She has a kid. Like, she had a baby. Like, of course, you have to mention him, but it drags on for me, and I'm just tired of that narrative of, like, you have to get the bacon and make it yourself and feed your baby. And it's like, no, Lucy or whatever the girl's name does all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Sorry, I was real
No,
hating
that was
my heart.
No, I don't want it to go that direction either. I hope it goes somewhere weird and new.
I would like it to go with something like he's acting out, you know, like something happens. Maybe he's mad that Sheila's gone. Like, I would like it to go somewhere new and interesting.
I agree.
Maybe he like gets in trouble at school or something.
I just think it's interesting because, I mean, okay, yeah, it's sweet to see them, you know, reading together or playing with the elephant or having ice cream. Like, that's sweet and they're like cute scenes, but it's like you can only do so much of that before it just gets like repetitive and like almost unnecessary feeling. So I like the tension because like we haven't really got tension between them before.
It also, you know, when Stabler was there, when we saw his kids, it was relevant to the plot. Always. So, you know, when he went home and his daughter was online and the case was a girl who met a guy online, like it was always connected somehow. Or it was that he hasn't been home for 3 days and his family's mad.
Kathy.
So I miss that. And if we're going to do this, otherwise we don't need to see him. We get it.
Well,
she
it's
has
hard
a kid.
because he's still little, so that's like kind of hard. Like, where do you throw him in? But now at least he's talking, so maybe something interesting can come from that.
I really wish we would have gone with that other actor who was terrible and kept him sociopathic with no emotion. That would have been so much more interesting. All right. Thank you. This episode was very much ripped from the headlines.
Yes.
Taylor, tell us about the actual story.
Yes, so I'm like, I would say NXIVM cult expert now because I did one after show on it.
How do you spell that cult?
It's NXIVM.
And it's pronounced
NXIVM.
okay.
Yeah. Because A&E did a really, really interesting documentary series on cults, and this was the first one they covered. And it, like, this episode stuck really, really true to the actual cult, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, there were so many similarities. Like the whole collateral thing where you had to give them either pictures or like the deed to their house. That was true.
Oh.
The branding was true. The branding was the initials of the guy who ran the group, Keith Rainier, I think his name was. And so, yeah, it was very very similar, like more similar than SVU has ever like stayed to a rip from the headline story, I would say.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I know that in the NXIVM cult, there was actress Allison Mack
Yes.
from Smallville fame.
Yes.
She played Chloe, who was recruiting women.
Yes.
So where would that connection have been in this? Was it during The Handmaid's? Sorry, Scarlet.
I don't know. I guess the meetups that they would have at the park or whatever.
Like the yoga.
yeah.
And the empowerment workshops. And-
Yeah.
Where they don't serve
Okay.
food.
Yeah. If you're, come on, you want people to show up?
First off, you want to make women happy, like food.
Free food.
Not cucumber water. Kind of
ridiculous.
no.
I saw your tweet
Which one?
about cucumber water.
When did I tweet about
Oh,
cucumber
maybe it
water?
wasn't you. I saw somebody tweet about cucumber water. All right. Anything else about the cults and the show that you want to tell us about?
I don't know. Just give the documentary series a watch because it is crazy. And they talk to people who were formerly in the cult.
Who got out?
Oh yeah, who were formerly very high up in it. Talk a lot about that. There was a lot of like sexual abuse going on in that. The serfs and the lords thing was true. I don't think they called them serfs and lords, but
Because it's a stupid name.
it's stupid, but they did have like that hierarchy. And
Right.
I remember another fact of the cult was the person would call you and make you do something, and if you didn't answer your phone within like a minute or 2 minutes, like you would get like abused, like physically abused, because you wouldn't like answer it fast enough or something in the middle of the night even.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's very wild.
But I love watching my phone ring and not answer. That's my favorite thing to do. Is there anybody like from the NXIVM cult, like who has come forward? You know, like Scientology has like Leah Remini.
Yeah.
Yeah, they interviewed some of the people that did get out.
So what is the name of this documentary?
Yeah.
It's called Cults and Extreme Belief, and it was on A&E, and like I said, the first episode ever was about NXIVM, and then you're gonna love it and want to watch all the other ones too because they're insane.
And there's an after show here on AfterBuzz TV.
There is. Me and my good friend Juliette Fibert hosted it, so you should probably give that a watch too.
Nice. Thank you.
Of course.
And then we do a poll here now with Taylor. Taylor does it. It's not my problem. We do a poll here every week that relates to our episode, and we'll tell you where to find it at the end. But for now, what is this week's poll?
Yeah, so this week's poll is what's your favorite cult-ish episode? Because there's not like 4 episodes that are just cults. But
Not
one
yet.
of them, not yet. The first one, Charisma, one of my all-time favorite episodes. It's with I don't know how to explain this well.
It's the one with the little girl who's pregnant, and then it turns out that the cult leader impregnated her, but also I believe he may be not her father, but other kids in the cult that he's...
This one was like the dad married her at the like thing. Is that what this?
No, that's
You know what I'm
the
talking
church
about, right?
one. Yeah. Oh, that's the one that's the Duggar family
Yeah,
story.
that
Yes.
one's crazy
That
too.
one's so good. Oh,
This one's like season 6.
this one's really
Ooh,
old. It's
throwback.
a good one. So the girl's pregnant, and then none of the moms will talk, and so the mom calls the police to ask how she's doing because they find her in the hospital, and they then voice connect the mom because the mom was trying to get out because her daughter's impregnated by the cult leader. And then in the end, she has a gun and she has to choose. And the way that she chooses not to shoot him is because he says,
She's in the hospital bed, right? This little girl.
Yeah.
Is that the
with like
one?
the
Yeah.
like the trash hospital bed with like the
he like takes her
boxes
into a
around
like
it.
warehouse. So then she has to shoot, and it's either him, I think his name is Elijah. That's a guess right there, but it's likely, or Benson. And he says, I am God. And she shoots him.
And he's like, oh, I forget what she says.
She's like, no one's bigger than God, or something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
With her big old
so
belly.
good. Yeah.
Great episode.
That's definitely one of the best
Okay,
episodes.
next episode of the poll.
Spellbound.
Spellbound is the one we actually covered it here because it's a more recent episode.
18, season
18. It's the episode where the woman gets goes to this group meeting or whatever,
yeah.
and they want to do what's the drug that makes you hallucinate that people do and like
Like out in the tent and stuff. Wasaka, what is it called?
yeah, that.
What is? You guys do drugs. You guys
Drugs.
know.
Drugs, yeah.
Whatchamacallit?
Yeah,
That one.
So ayahuasca.
Yes.
Woo, good. So she doesn't want
Teamwork.
to. I got it. So then she doesn't want to do it, and so he hypnotizes her and then rapes her, and then he has a recording of her consenting, but she didn't because she was under hypnosis. It's a great Barb episode.
Yes, Barba. Oh,
So
miss
good.
him. Book of Esther.
Book of Esther. We just talked about that.
One. That was just last season, season 19, I believe.
That's the one with the crazy family that's being held captive. That one's a ripped from the headline. Whew, crazy.
That one's great. And then, of course, this one, which I found really great, too.
This was really fun too.
Yeah.
I mean, not fun. Good episode.
It's a good episode.
It was classic SVU. It was
Yes.
great. Took you through a journey to get to
Yeah. And
mess.
you know what I realized? I think the episodes that are so great this season have had the least amount of stone.
Yeah, this had 0 stone.
Yeah, it was great.
Just saying.
He was in Chicago.
Good. He should stay there. All right. Let's head into predictions then.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So the promo didn't give us much. There's a victim. We don't know if we can trust her. She's not who she says she is. You both connected it to different episodes. You connected it to one of your faves.
I don't think it's called Pretend, though, is it?
Yeah.
Is it called Pretend?
I think so.
I always think I say Pretend, and then I'm like, oh, it's not actually called that. It's the one with the girl with the mouth wired shut. You know which one I'm talking about by now.
My name is Cassandra.
My name is Cassandra.
Yeah, it's a great one.
So good. It was on like a couple weeks ago,
Oh,
and
really?
I watched it, and I was
funny.
like, yes.
That one starts with the two boys fighting.
Beating the crap out of each other with like those plastic
It's
wire
with-
bats.
No, it was a wire bat and also a fluorescent light.
Yes.
'Cause she loved Riley.
I loved all of them.
And the one that you thought of,
It's from Criminal Intent though, and it's
Get
this
Out.
other Law and Order that you
Who
guys
is
probably
this?
never heard
Yeah,
of.
that show does not exist in our world.
And the young lady was impersonating a girl who had been missing for years.
There
and
was an
years.
SVU episode
SVU
of that.
did
But
too,
really, well, it's all Aaron Spelling, genius.
Dick Wolf?
Yeah, whatever their names are, them people. So
There's no
anyway,
Aaron Spelling.
I'm tired
Yes.
too. I
We're
can't. You can
hungry.
be tired. I can't. And I'm hungry. Oh my
hungry
god.
here.
Anyway, in the episode, basically she impersonates a girl who went missing, and only the one sister knows it's not true because that sister's the one who killed
That's
the girl.
SVU episode.
This is SVU.
Yeah, it's the one where she has the fake clover tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then yes, that's
You just outed yourself as a Criminal Intent fan. You didn't
I
need to.
do like Criminal Intent.
Unacceptable.
We'll see you
if
guys
she's
next
back.
week.
Yeah,
then.
we'll see. So great. Yeah, that's also a really great episode. I love that one. But that one was very similar to an episode we had last season, which was almost exactly the same. Stupid. So really, let's hope this is a brand new episode with a new story that we haven't heard.
Well, all they said was, "What do you do with the victim that you cannot trust?"
It's
And
like,
I was
is that not every episode of the show?
And I was like, "Is that not all the lying people that have come up and through here?"
Right. Because they always, Benson has taught me that they always withhold something.
And then they mess it up,
Yeah.
and later some
fix
DA has
it.
to figure it out.
It looks like we're going to have a lot of stone next week.
Yay.
As long as he doesn't tell one of those stupid stories
About
that have
the sea
nothing
turtles.
to do, that still gets me.
I'd love it if he is shirtless.
Hashtag rabbits.
Hashtag rabbits. All right, Stacey, Chad, and Claudia. Thank you all so much for joining us. Until next week, where you might be back, Claudia, where can people
You
find you?
can find me on Instagram at It's Felicia Michelle.
And what is your Twitter?
My Twitter is at #1 hatesfee. I'm not a
hate you.
tweeter.
Oh, thanks. You guys can find me on Twitter. I am a tweeter, so just beware.
Yep.
On my handle, Elphaba_, and you can find the poll there as well. You can find me on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_, and I host the Good Place After Show every Thursday at 6.
Yay! I'm Claudia. You can find me everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. You can also find me here on Thursdays for SVU. Bye!
Goodbye, Claudia.
Claudia.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz.
The views
you
expressed herein are
later.
those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.